Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Soaring Alignment for June. I'm Denise.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie.
Nice to be back.
Oh, yeah, isn't it? It's very, it just feels like so much has happened since we last
Oh my God.
recorded. It's just like the energies have just been super. I mean, May was just like so much happening, and then just the shift in energy because of all the, like, so many planets moving into Aries now.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm like firing on every cylinder. Everything is going on for me at the moment. And yeah, so yeah, definitely so much has happened. And also with all the eclipse before, with the portal closing up again, and now really having that strong foundation laid. And I feel like so much more clarity is coming in of where I want to go personally and how to, I guess, present for my work and what to do in my personal life as well. I feel like much more clarity. It seems like the fog has lifted, and I'm just like going for it.
Yeah, it's
exciting.
great. Yeah, and also I think for some reason this new moon has felt very strong, even though it's not around an eclipse or anything like that. It's felt very strong, and I think it's because Mars is now in Aries as well, so it's almost like this really strong forward movement for everybody. And
yeah,
you know, Mercury will go direct again in a few days' time, so it's almost, I mean, there are some planets going retrograde, but there's a lot of forward movement that's pushing us forward as well, which is very exciting.
And for us, it was that second new moon as well here in Australia, wasn't it? So we had that
yes,
twice in the same month, like a
black
moon.
That's right, black moon. Yeah.
Even that, actually, now talking about it, of course, you know, that makes you even more so be really assertive with where you want to go, or really setting your foundation. And yeah, that makes sense now, actually.
Yeah, I think yeah, like as usual, everyone, Denise and I have our chat beforehand and just sort of talking about how much, you know, everything is, there's just so much happening, and you know, it's almost I watched a video, or something I read, I can't quite remember now, but it's about really the reason why so many of us are going through so many things, and we're all going through things, there's no one excluded from this process, but it's for us to really consciously look at our wounds, look at the stuff that we've kept hidden or not maybe wanted to look at, to really let it come up so that we can consciously heal it and do something about it. And so it's actually a really powerful time at the moment to do the work, because the more that everyone gets involved, you know, not shying away from it, but actually to deal with the stuff, then the more that, you know, we the vibration and frequency of ourselves, but also everyone around us, moves up as well.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. And that's, we touched on that the last two recordings. I think that we personally felt quite a lot of things moving, but it's like, because we are so much more aware than, let's say, 20 years ago or 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, that it's maybe even, it feels more painful in a moment, but it's actually because we're really looking at it and we're really aware and truthful about it as well with ourselves. So it's that, yeah, we're looking at it and it comes up one more time to actually shift it now. And then that comes into the global consciousness, of course, but we all have to do our own work. It has nothing to do, you know, about what's happening with that person or this person, or they trigger me. No, you get triggered, you know, it's not that they trigger you. Yeah,
absolutely, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's all about looking at our own stuff and freeing ourselves from the past or whatever was that. It's not even just the present lifetime, it's all the lifetimes that have you know, ancestors and all that type of stuff that still exists within us, and clearing that. And yeah, so it's a very interesting process as well, but can feel intense.
Yes,
just to go with it.
Exactly, and it's great to share that here with you guys. Just so you know, we're all going through big things at the moment. Do your work, do your homework, be vigilant, do your routine, stay centered and grounded, and we all get through this together.
Yeah.
This time now, it's really going forward. I feel like a little catapult or something, like a rubber band. It's getting stretched, and then it's like just before takeoff.
Yeah. I think we're going to see, exactly that, incredible movements over the next few years. It's just, we won't recognize it. And I think I saw somewhere else actually that every day that we experience is almost like 100 years or 300 years, because we're just moving so quickly now, and it's really like we're progressing, even though it's through those challenges that we are really opening up, and to not push it away, but it's really a great opportunity to move ourselves forward. So
that makes sense as well. As that acceleration, isn't it? And it's the same when you even just look at technical things, and just how things have accelerated in the last few years, 50 years or 100 years. Of course, the same happens within ourselves, not just technology, but of course within us, so much is going on.
That's right.
Fast. It's pretty fast. So it's good to stay grounded.
Lots of upgrades. Lots of upgrading and elevating of ourselves and our energies. So I feel like we're ready for cards. Do you?
I think so too. I was looking at them here. I'm like, I think we're getting ready. Yeah.
Pardon?
The tarot. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay, let's just see what the tarot has to say for us.
June.
I can't even believe it. That's so crazy that we're in June. Okay, so we've got the King of Wands at the bottom, which is really about staying in our power. Like, it's a fire sign, so it's almost like throughout these strong energies that are really forward movement, being that our royal selves, whether it's goddess, God, however one wants to describe it, but really standing in our center, really standing in our power, and in action or whatever it is, because the King of Wands with that fire can be very active and that type of thing, but when you act, it's coming from a place of groundedness and solidity. So it's really about for me, it feels like coming from a place of love and moving forward on that basis. And then we've got we've got again like the Knight of Wands, and this is just about really strong forward. You look at him and you can see everything is moving forward, and so it's like, even though it's just like a lot of forward movement, and again I get the feeling of just staying grounded whilst everything is happening, and not to get caught up, but to like you had mentioned, Denise, that doing the practices that help you to stay within yourself, because sometimes we can get caught up in that activity and it can agitate us a little bit, because that energy is kind of like we're not quite sure what to do with it sometimes. So it's just allowing ourselves to get grounded so that we channel the energy in a really focused way. And again, we get justice as well, which is again about balance. So it is about justice, it's almost like things that have felt unjust before are becoming just. And it's almost, I feel like more and more we will see information about what the truth really is, truth that has been hidden from us. And it's about things coming back into balance, because they have been out of balance for so long. And then we've got the Sword of Truth, and it's about speaking our truth as well, and coming from that place of love when we're speaking. And then we've got the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is all about clearing away all that fog. And it's interesting because you had mentioned about the fog, that it's almost like all those old beliefs, all those old ways that keep us stuck, they're now being cleared away. So it's when going forwards, going into, you know, over the next few months, just be aware of you know, those old thoughts and beliefs that still come up, because they'll come up just to be seen again and to be like, are you really sure you're over that? And so it's just a reminder to really be aware of what's coming up. The more you can be aware, the more you can change it. If you don't acknowledge it, then it's kind of just keeps running you in the background.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I just feel like the calling of a goddess card for some reason. It's just like a, so I just want to pull one out because I really love these cards, and it's very nurturing, and I'm just curious to see for some reason why it wants to come out. Okay, so at the bottom we've just got radiance, rejoice in your life. And I think that's really about finding the joy again in life when everything is going crazy, to remember to really shine bright and find the joy in each day, you know, whether it's whatever, a cup of tea, a chat with a friend, a nice piece of chocolate, something like that. And then creativity sees the day. So really getting into that creative space and finding a way that you can express yourself, because the more that you do that, the more that you align with who you really are. And again, I think it creates a lot of joy, and sharing that with others will be really rewarding. So yeah, thanks for letting me share that.
So
I just wanted to come out.
They feel so beautiful.
Oh,
The card, they got.
yeah, I love these cards. Yeah,
and that's all with the rabbits on it and the eggs, like the Easter eggs in the background there. And it's like fertility as well, and new projects, and
yes, exactly. Yeah, it's all coming.
I had quite a few insights there with every single card, really. But what I quickly share that stood out most is with the first card of your tarot, it feels actually to me also with the being strong in our foundation. It felt like, because of the color, it felt like it's really strong in the solar plexus as well for me, like feeling really empowerment. And with the justice, of course, you know, there's so much coming up at the moment, and you know, coming to the surface. So it's like so true that everything is rising up and put back into balance. And there was the card before that,
the Nine of Wands, this one.
Yes, with the horse. It felt like also, you know, when I see the horse as a spirit animal, it's always about adventure, travels, moving forward, and that's strength for me, a really empowering strength to share.
Yeah, that's great insight. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. And let's see what else. What do you guys have to share with us? Any further insights for June? Things to be aware of. Alrighty. Okay, so God, the first one. It's because I'm cold as well. It's not that I go like, whoa, ha, ha.
What's coming up?
It's winter here. I'm like freezing. Oh my God. All right. So the first card that came out is number 60, the question. And for me, it really looks like it's like an encouragement to stop in your tracks rather than always going forward and moving on and staying in the same old wheel you have been, but to stop and then you see, once you stop, the light is opening up. You can, because it's like a little waterfall coming down here, it's like emotional clearing can take place, but it's only when you really look at things. But then also you see the rainbow light, then also all the facets of yourself can really come out.
Wow.
And it's what we talked about beforehand, actually before the talk, before we started to record, is that you know, the positioning, which roles you're playing in your life, and
That's
is it
right.
still worth it to stay in the same, or is it time for you to speak up, like Julie was saying in the tarot cards? It's about speaking up now and doing what's important for you, and not just because you have a certain position or always played that same role. So I feel with this, that's really coming out today.
Yeah, I love that. It's like questioning,
Yes.
questioning, yes.
Yourself as well, is this still good for me? Why do I keep repeating the same thing? To actually question it.
That's
It's
right.
great, right? Already my left side of my body got all tingles now with the blind.
Yeah.
And then we got number 56, the challenge. And this card, it's not a bad card. It's not challenging as in too much challenge coming in, but it's also 11 master number in numerology, if 5 + 6. So the challenge is actually speaking about the same thing, parts of the same what I just mentioned. It's about stopping in your tracks and actually looking at things. It's rather than running away or walking away from it or looking halfway away. It's like, okay, I've always done it. And instead of really looking, why is that actually, why have I done this? It's actually looking at it. And in the book, they explain it. If you look up the card, it's like you to just stop in the forest and face. Actually, that comes up in now. I hear like face your fears as well. But it's
like challenge them, isn't it? Like to actually challenge. It's really interesting because you had like the question. It's like to question yourself, but also challenge yourself. Just don't keep doing
and make a move. Exactly. Don't do the same, because nothing is going to change, and then to challenge yourself to, all right, whatever it may be, if it's a different lifestyle, if it's being healthier, or starting some whatever exercises, or getting back into studies, whatever it is, to actually take on that. And most importantly, now the third card is the Fairy of Naughtiness.
Yes.
So 37. So we got a 1 again. It's all about new beginnings. It nearly feels like with her, like I feel like now, like the beginning of a new year. It's a strong foundation, as we have with the tarot. It's a strong new foundation, but do it with fun. Don't get stuck. It's not meant to be like so hard and heavy and sad. And a lot of like the last couple of days, I talked about victimhood with a lot of people. To come out of victimhood, because sometimes we don't even realize we're playing the victim.
That's right. Yeah.
And to bring in the lightness and cheekiness, it doesn't mean to be bad. Naughtiness doesn't mean to be bad. It just means to be cheeky and light. And you see it's like taking off, So I really.
It's so like childlike, isn't it? Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like so important to have fun and lightness rather than being like, like I have to be like, for me, for example, I really gave myself a hard time with the big portal of the eclipses, because I had all these plans I wanted to do, and then I completely went off it and didn't do it for the first 5 days or whatever. And then I gave myself such a hard time, and I can get very serious about stuff as well, if I'm just looking at myself. And it was like, hang on a second, it's meant to be easy, and I can still do everything afterwards. It's not, I don't have to put myself under time pressure with changing everything, So it's one thing after the other. I actually feel that now in my stomach, like below my solar plexus, I feel that. It's like
That's so good.
All right. And then have a look-see underneath here as well. So we got the messenger underneath. That's the number 16. So, once you're doing all that work and also have fun, look at what messages are coming in for you. There could be messages through number plates, through songs, through dreams, through your intuition, clairvoyant messages, clear audio, whatever it is. To actually, it's kind of funny when you look at the little guy on the bottom.
I know.
I like his face.
He's so cute.
Yeah, the top one, he always reminds me on Mercury, like the story about Mercury, on Mercury, the messenger, the one that had the little,
I don't think I know that story.
wings. Oh, the wings on on the
Right.
feet. Yeah, so
Oh,
it's like,
yes.
yeah. So it's about like listening to messages that can come in from all of this when you're taking the time for yourself and looking at that. And it's time to shift. We all want to see change, and we always think, oh, I can't do anything about this, all the big things, but you can do so much about yourself. So
Absolutely, yeah, it's true, isn't it? And that's part of the victimhood that's being portrayed. It's like, oh, you're at the mercy of this, you're at the mercy of the government. Yeah, but it's not true. It's we all have a choice as to how we want to live our lives, and it might seem like, well, the system is breaking down anyway. It's time to just create a new one that works, and not to fall into the trap of the old one, really.
yeah. And that, not to have your crutches, like to think, oh yeah, or that person has to help me, or this kind of session has to help me, but the empowerment to take your own power into your hands and do it.
That's right. Yeah.
But I don't want to have people come back all the time, but I like to empower them.
Yeah. No one's going to save us. Like, there's this idea, especially in, I don't know, the new age. I don't even like the word new age, but the community that there's something that's going to save us from something, but it's we're the only ones that are going to save ourselves through this process of
That's right.
clearing and
all the yeah. You're right, exactly. It's all these different things as well, and different dates, and then everybody concentrates on that, like, oh my god, 2012. And it's like, well, yeah, exactly that, isn't it?
That's right.
And then people wait for that chill pill, that take one time something, or do one time a session, or do this, and everything is dissolved. But if you don't do your work, it's going to get dissolved, right?
Nothing's going to change. Oh, so true.
Excellent. Thank you. Great. I like this. I put these cards over here, and I'll take a picture in a second for you guys.
Yeah, at the end of the video. Oh, thanks so much, Denise. That was great. Really good sharing.
Yeah, thank you as well. Yeah, I feel very like ready for the day and accelerated now.
Yeah,
I have to say.
exactly. Yeah, we hope that all of you watching feel, or that some of this resonates or supports you along your journey as well. Because we know that it's, we go through stuff all the time. We know it's not easy, so you're not alone, that's for sure.
That's right. And that encouragement to do it, because it's always easy to say yes or no. You can always go either direction. It's just about being in that moment and making a decision. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching, everybody. And I guess we'll see everyone in another 2 weeks, mid-June.
Mid-June, yes. And I'll be on the other side of this beautiful globe, because I'm going to see so I'm going to say hi from over there.
Amazing. Yeah, so good.
Excited. All righty. Okay, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful start of June, and we see you back here in about 2 weeks.
Sounds perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you, Denise, and thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.